Who do they support? The Bays, no doubt. Foot left it behind. Andrew Page roving tonight as he did last week. Can't control it, and there'll be a throw in once more. Derek Andrews doing the ruck work for the Eagles. Simons went over the top. Big Jim West was there. Here's Hodgman. Great to see him back in the yellow and black. Pays. 25 is Alan Stringer appealing for the free kick and gets it. No attempt made by the Torrens player to clear the ball. And Alan Stringer, who's converted back to number 25, or the number 1 Guernsey last year, has the free kick. He's about 50 metres out on a very tight angle. Breeze blowing over his left shoulder. Stringer's dropped punt, going towards the square. Plenty of Eagles defenders back there. There's been a kick off the ground, hit the post. So the first score in the match, a point to Glenelg. Torrens yet to score, and Corns is on the phone already.
Yes, I love using the phones, the coaches these days. Peter McIndoe is the fullback for the Eagles. Near perfect conditions here at Football Park. Pretty warm day, but a nice southerly blowing at the moment. Wayne Stringer went over the top and took a fine mark. Good judgment. He's been a fine player for Glenelg, recruited from North Adelaide. Big pack of players there. It's belted over the top and it's out of bounds. There'll be a throw in the left forward pocket for Glenelg. They did pretty well up in Bordertown in defeating North Adelaide, although both sides depleted from last year's grand final lineups, as you would well imagine. Injuries, defections. The handball comes out, but it's Kidney who scouts. He's kicked it off the ground. It won't get far enough. Woodlands is there, but he can't get boot to ball. It's pushed wide again, close to the boundary line. They're going to come away, the Eagles, and it's Stephen Livesey with the mark.
Livesey from the back pocket went that away. Now he's coming back this away. In fact, he's not going anywhere at the moment. Finally, he tumbles a punt kick short. Not a good kick, and it's well taken there by John Seabohm. Well, Seabohm in attack at the moment. Normally a defender. Maybe he's just followed his man upfield. Screws a high kick back into towards full forward. Getting back there is Hall. Ducks ahead. Gets it over now. Hodgman snaps for goal. It's home. The Bays are away. Fine goal, Kimmy Hodgman. 1-1 Glenelg. Torrens yet to score.
Of all the cars that are made in Australia, only...
The handoff goes to Stephen Geyer. Geyer puts the Eagles into attack. But Wayne Stringer strong in defence once more. Bounces away. Gets the handball over the top to Duthie. The Bay setting up the loose player as the ball's gone to Kidney. Or shrugs the tackle easily. Kidney to David Kernahan. The Bay's into attack again. The big one looking for Garton in the square. He's got front position. Red off hand. The shot in towards goal is offline. And it was Craig Woodlands who had the shot. 1 point only. So 1-2 the Bays now. Torrens yet to score.
In fact, a free kick, David. It is a free kick, definitely. Woodlands with the free kick, and we'll see it in replay there. He copped it high according to the umpire. So Craig Woodlands will go for a shot.
He's only 10 metres out, directly in front. Bays 1-1. Woodland boots their second. 2-1 now, his first. 2-1, Torrens yet to score.
Well, the Bays have certainly started very well indeed. They're going to the northern end, the lake end. That's the end which is favoured by this slight breeze. Well, it was slight, but it's a little bit stronger now. Craig Woodlands, as we've seen in a great number of seconds games, is a player that's very clever around the goal area, particularly off hands like that. There's the tackle. I think he was a little bit lucky to get that free kick, but nevertheless, the record is that he got it and he goaled.
Umpire Campbell puts the ball down. The Bays have started impressively. David Kernahan, Gaston takes it off him but can't control it. Under pressure there, Kidney. He gets the free kick for a high tackle. Kidney always working hard at the bottom of the pack, and he's a much improved rover. Out goes the pass. Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Garden couldn't get it. Hall comes back with it. Fires long, fires straight. Goal. What a fine player is this fellow. His first, the Bays third, and we've been playing just 6 minutes.
Well, this is a superb start by the Bays, continuing on their good form from last season and from last week. Hall did it well, sold the dummy. 3 goals now to the Bays. We've only been playing just over 6 minutes. The Eagles finding it difficult to go into attack, and when they do, the Bays defence standing firm. 3-1 then Glenelg. 3-2. In fact, Torrens yet to score.
You were a little bit distracted then, David. Peter Carey got the long one out. Simons, 100 game player. Superbly balanced player. Now Stringer can't handle the handball. Good defensive work there by the Torrens player. Foot, it was in fact. David Foot. It's a Glenelg supporter. 7 minutes into the first quarter, and gee, I think that Tony Hall is going to have a fine season for Glenelg. It comes out to Kidney. Oh, he tried one-hand stuff. That's finessing, and he paid for it, holding the ball. The umpire says, take it back. They look a bit confident, the Glenelg players, as well they might. They won the flag last year, and they beat North last week. They look very good indeed. Wilson. Good mark by Carey on the half-back flank, half-forward flank, and he'll play it on. Beautifully put. Great mark by Marshall. 3-1 Glenelg. Torrens yet to score. 7.5 minutes in. You couldn't want a better start. Paul Weston would be wondering what's hit him at the moment. A good goal to Marshall. His first. Glenelg 4-1. The Eagles yet to score.
Oh, what a start. They're doing it so well, getting the ball away from centre, handling it pretty well. And right now, the very young Torrens side is wondering what's hit them. But Carey, the master, and what's this pass? A ruckman's not supposed to be able to kick that well. Beautiful lead, a beautiful pass, and what a fine shot for goal. Well, welcome back, Paul. You've got a few problems.
Can the Eagles get into attack from this centre bounce? A lot of players around the ball, and the umpire forced to bounce. The bottom of the pack was Hodgman, 24 for the Bays, flanked by McDermott. 4-2. Torrens yet to score. Carey looks in good form so early in the season. Gavin Walsh tapped it on, infringed in doing so, got over the shoulder of Cox. He'll take it. On the defensive side of centre, hands it off to Lindsay. Back it goes to Bobby Enright. Enright's high kick towards centre half forward. In the way, the mark has been taken by Alan Stringer. Stringer used in the centre last year by Graham Corns. Has it at centre half back at the moment. Ron Taylor guards the mark. Stringer puts it towards centre half forward. The Bays getting good distance with their kicks. Gaston tries to tap it forward. The umpire's seen an infringement. It's going the way of West Torrens to be taken by Stephen McCarthy. McCarthy looking for leads further afield, but now decides to go long. Hannah had front position from behind. It was Stringer. Chance now for the Eagles. It's very tight in there. Wayne Stringer comes clear, thumps it towards centre half forward, but the mark has been taken by Dale Wilson.
He plays it on. Paisley had it, then lost it. Salisbury is doing battle against two, but it's Andrew Payes who clears with the left boot into the open space. A chance for the Eagles as McCarthy, no, Panagaris in fact it was, who ran straight past the ball, and Tony Simons goes wide. Quick kick away there, Duthie, the fullback, Tony Hall and Doug Cox. Cox with the speed. A legging according to the umpire, and it'll be Doug Cox free kick. Who's he got to aim at? Nobody. There's very little movement in the Eagle forward line. All he's got is Hannah, and he is totally outnumbered there, although it comes off hands. A chance for Andrews, Derek Andrews. He's going to get a free kick. I thought he backed up Ian Hodgson pretty well last week. Showed some promise. Of course, with the absence of big Jeff Saru, some of these players have now got a chance. Stringer, Wayne, Alan Stringer. Simons, touch footy here, Glenelg. Gavin Walsh got it from McDermott. The tackle was good. Hannah backs up beautifully, but the handball is behind Enright. He wouldn't be too delighted about that. Got the handball wide, and the Eagles through Livesey to Lindsay. The run is on. Pays. A good disposer of the ball. Foot on the lead. Gets a push in the back. And it's his free kick. In fact, it's Panagaris, recruited from the Bloods. Gets around the man on the mark. The umpire let him go. A chance for the Eagles, but he's kicked it out on the full.
Peter, I understand from David Mackay that he might have been recruited from the Greek side. He came over with Peter Filippo. I think there's another one as well. Economo. So Peter, they might have started with the Bloods there, or just later information. Tony Simons. Poor old Peter's just about had a heart attack here. Gavin Walsh, half-back right flank. Puts them out of defence with a long kick, a nice-looking kick up towards centre wing. Wilson up at the back of the pack is Carey, rocking like a rover, and the ball is out of play at centre wing on the outer side. 4-1 to nothing, 12 minutes gone, just over. I think he'd look happier with 4-goal lead. Gaston hooks it back, foot in there against Stringer, Simons, David Kernahan. The Tigers go forward up over the half-forward line. One-handed attempt there. Chance Woodlands will need support. Leaves the footy down. Working hard. Marshall looking for a free kick. And finally Wilson gets it across. And they get it back to Livesey. Is it on the half-back line? Yes. Torrens play it on. Kernahan. Good tackle. Holding the ball. And the free kick will go the way of Smith. Check side of the centre line.
Well, superb tackle that from Justin Smith. The handball not so good. Gets it back, however. Steadies. The high kick towards centre half forward. Little Taylor in front. Wayne Stringer the crumbs. Throws himself on top of the ball, as does Andrew Pays. Umpire Mark Mackey has it at centre half forward. You're watching the Escort Cup live on 7 Sport. Andrews went high. Carey's there. Duthie it was that left it behind. Scott Salisbury, in fact. And, well, some people not taking too much notice of the football at the moment, but still having a good time. Bounce at centre half forward. Lindsay into the back of Stringer. Panagaris appealing for the free. Or Salisbury left it behind. Taylor now working in there. He appeals for the free, but once again the umpire will bounce. Well, no, he's paying the free, in fact. It's not going Panagaris' way. In fact, it's gone the other way, and Gavin Walsh had it.
He plays it on. Kim Hodgman. Long kick up towards half forward. It might go over the top. Players scouting for it. Torrens are going to run it clear. Geyer puts it out wide. Andrew Pays. He plays it on. In front, Duthie. It's the place to be. He's a pacey player, Duthie, and when you have a chat to the full forwards around the town, most of them think that he's the hardest to beat. Marshall on centre wing. One of the best disposers in the league, Tony Hall. Had the ball on the string last week, and this week, Tony Simons, short, great football, Glenelg. Big Jim West has it at centre half forward. They haven't scored yet, the Eagles, but Paul doesn't appear all too perturbed. I wonder when he's going to put on the boots. Big James West has taken off a few stone. There's a dive. Glenelg 5-1. Torrens yet to score.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
From NEC. Action again. Goes short. Well, not a well-directed kick. Foot should have taken the mark. Didn't. And there'll be a throw-in on that outer side. Peter Carey. Feeling the warmth here tonight, having a well-deserved rest at the moment. Looked in good touch when he was out there. Kernahan hooks around the corner. Tony Simons with that crew cut. Gets it towards centre half forward. Oops, the daisies. Penalty free kick being paid. Woodlands will take it down the ground. Into the pocket it goes. Garden on a lead, but it's wide of him. And Peter McIndoe will relieve the pressure for the Eagles. And golly, Peter, they've been under some pressure to date.
Have they ever, David? And get a feeling looking at Adam Garden too, that he's probably finding out what full forward is really about now. He had a dream run late last year, but he's a good enough player to go on with it. Henwood in the action then, couldn't take the mark. It comes out to Woodlands. Simons with sleight of hand moves it on, and Bruce Lindsay takes it over the line. Well, I wonder how strong this breeze really is, or whether in fact Glenelg playing around with the Eagles. The breeze doesn't appear to be strong, but it's certainly going to the north. Glenelg are going that way. Kidney jumps on top of the ball. Kim Dillon, the medical miracle man. Back to the action, right half forward flank. Glenelg in attack. Away they go through Stephen McCarthy, ex-Melbourne, ex-Norwood player. He didn't play for the Greeks. Stephen Boehm it is, who goes into the centre of the ground. Kidney. Robin Kidney. Garton's on a long lead. Gee, must have run 100 metres then. Up goes West. Couldn't take the mark. The ball is pushed out by Wilson. Dale Wilson, in fact. Hodgman goes for the ball. He takes it off Cox. Hooks it around, but standing on his own and taking the mark was Geyer.
Geyer gets it out to Livesey, Stephen type. Livesey off the half-back line, drives long to Panagaris on the half-forward line. I bet he gets a million kicks today, that fella, or tonight. Kernahan from Wayne Stringer, sent his teammate up there in Gibbs, having his first run for the season. Didn't play last Sunday. Pays over the half-forward line for Torrens, out in front of Robert. Beautifully done. Oh, he dropped it. Duthie, Walsh, good tackle, but he gets it over to Henwood. In turn, Duthie, and the Bays are away again. Roberts dropped what he would normally have taken. Kidney going to be run down brilliantly by Taylor. The umpire says holding the ball under the new interpretation. If you've had a chance to get rid of that ball and get collared, it's sudden death. Taylor, short pass underway. Lindsay, attacking corner of the square. Gee, there's not much up front. They all look like Glenelg players to kick to, and the skipper takes his time. He's going to just pop in a short one to Taylor. That's well done. He's about still 50 metres out from goal. The boy from Whyalla to put the Eagles in with a chance to perhaps notch their first score. Going in short again to Livesey. Gee, Torrens not confident of their forward work. Moving it around a bit. I don't think they're any closer goal now. They might be more head on. Stephen Livesey has Roberts, who doesn't want to lead. 4 kicks. Livesey doesn't know where to go, so goes back to kick long. Up towards Roberts. Gets his hands to it. Can't complete it. The ball in the pocket. Chance for Gibbs. Overruns the ball. In goes Salisbury, and the ball goes out of play in the right forward pocket. Siren sounds. Great first quarter, Glenelg. 5-1 the Tigers. Whitewashed Torrens in the first quarter. First, obviously it's got to be. It's Torrens' first score. And they've taken till 30 seconds in the second stanza before they open their account. 5-1 to a goal.
Well, they really struggled in the first quarter up forward, the Eagles, but that's a great start by them in this second quarter. They're going with the aid of the breeze. They're going to the scoring end, the left of your screen, the northern end of Football Park. A great start by them and a good goal from Panagaris. 1 goal now, Glenelg 5-1.
Well, can they fire up the Eagles and get into the game? No. Their forward movement's been stopped. An over-the-shoulder decision, which will go to Henwood. There was some doubt as to whether he'd come back, Wayne Henwood. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He said he was in Perth thinking about it, and he decided to come back. He had a great year here last year. His grand final was superb. Kidney goes forward with his 6th kick. Off hands, a chance for Marshall. Handball out, player caught. The umpire says holding the ball. He was jumped on by 2 Eagle defenders, and it'll be John Economou. I'm not quite sure where he came from, West Adelaide or the Greeks. Perhaps it was both, just like Panagaris. Simons it is, onto the left boot. To centre half forward, Garton. Jim West, in fact, plays it on. Woodlands is there, but the spoil away was good. In goes Bob Enright, couldn't pick the ball up. Torrens player there, surrounded by Glenelg forwards. The ball is hoiked out. Now McDermott puts it out wide. Oh, they're everywhere, Glenelg. Alan Stringer, not wearing number 1. Number 25 it is. Beautifully put forward. Kimmy Hodgman loves kicking goals. Handballs over the top. David Marshall, as easy as you like. 6-1 Glenelg. Torrens 1 goal.
You know, buying a new car can be a very confusing time. Which car, which company? But at Graham Corns Mitsubishi, 2 factors make it easy for you. Firstly, the great range of new Mitsubishi cars that we can offer to you at a lower price than any other dealer. Secondly, and most importantly, we understand the needs of the new...
Line, Tony Hall again, gets it out now towards West. Cox is there, taken by Kernahan, back to Woodlands, inboard. Hall dives, slips catch, umpire pays it, and Tony Hall will have a shot at goal. Oh, they're mucking around here, set it up again. Put it across to Walsh, but gee, that was only a 10-metre pass, and they gained very little out of that at all. Tony Hall was only 30 metres out from goal when he took that excellent mark. I don't know that Graham Corns would be too happy about that sort of stuff in the forward lines. But still, if you're going to kick a goal, I suppose it's all fair in love and war. And they certainly did. Another goal. Walsh is first. He's come from the half-back line. 7-1 to a goal. The Bays lead.
Oh, gee, they're really doing it easily now. 2 into the breeze in this quarter. The Eagles have kicked 1 with it. Tony Hall's good mark there. Walsh was left alone. It only carried 10 metres, but it was successful. The Eagles really need to tighten up now. They're not getting anything out of the centre, nothing from their rucks. Glenelg taking it away from the middle at will.
Well, the Eagles played their best football last week, late in the game, and if they're going to play it again this week, it looks like it will also be late in the game, because their first part of this game not too good. Livesey runs it out, tried to find Taylor, but they're thwarted again. Stringer, Wayne Stringer, Simons, a beautifully balanced player, puts it up forward. Over the top it goes, it dribbles through. Tony Hall again. He really has got the ball on a string, no doubt about it. Marshall, that's holding the ball. He went for the dive, put the head down, and the free kick to Tom Hank. Not Tom Hank. Steve Geyer, in fact. Puts it up towards centre wing. Walsh, good mark. That's his 4th mark. He's a good strong player. 4th kick to Tony Hall, 2 grabs. Someone must have cut that string, I think. Puts it out now towards Derek Andrews. 2 of the Bay players in there fighting hard for it through McDermott and Hodgman. Colesy getting ready to come on for the Eagles. Darryl Brown has just gone on. Former Sturt West Torrens player who likes running long distances. I think he made Sydney once, late last year. It's between centre and centre half forward now for the Glenelg side as they lead 7-1 to a goal.
Bounce down on the half forward line. 37 points the difference. Hodgman through, whipped out a long handball. The umpire said it wasn't a handball, a throw. Geyer gives it back now to Economo. From centre half back to put the Eagles out of defence, a long one towards the half forward line. Scotty Salisbury's back there. Can't get it out. Player stack up. Salisbury over the top. Gaston, Lindsay, Hodgman and Tony Hall. A bounce down centre field. The crowd pretty quiet at the moment as the Bays has taken the interest out of the contest. Stringer smothered. Salisbury barges through again. Well done, Hannah. Can't get the ball clear. The umpire's going to give him a free kick for a high tackle, and he can put the Eagles right in from there. Off goes Roberts. He's going towards that player out in front of Duthie. Can't bring it down, however. Coming out strongly. Bouncing the ball out of defence is Gibbs. Got it too far for Hall. Oh, look at this brilliant player now. Got it through. Slipped out a handball. Enright lost it. Marshall in the action. Going through Stephen Livesey. Lindsay, Enright, down they go like 9 pins. Heavy work in the middle of the ground there. Enright at the bottom of the pack and the umpire in for a bounce.
The Eagles need a spark. Hannah tried to provide it on the outer side, but they just can't do things right at the moment. Taking it out there was Henwood. Thumps it back towards half forward. Big Jim up high at the second grab, not paid. Kidney bursting through, gets the handball over the top. McDermott back to Woodlands into the open goal. Brilliant football. 2 to Woodlands, 8 to the Bays. They're doing it in the can. We've played almost 7 minutes of this quarter, and they're 8-1. Torrens 1 goal.
Well, they've got far too many players up with the game for the Eagles at this stage. Players everywhere. No mark to Big James West, but have a look at this for backup. McDermott sees Woodlands. He could have kicked the goal himself, McDermott. Woodlands got his second, and Glenelg power to 8-1. The Eagles 1 goal.
No respite for West Torrens. Carey on, Henwood off, centre bounce. Getting up high there was Andrews. A line ball, a bounce, and the umpire will come in to repeat it. 8 minutes gone almost, second quarter. A boat race at the moment. Corns trying to not look too happy. Carey back over the head. The handball comes out. Hall, beautifully done. Gavin Walsh smothered off the boot in towards half forward line. West paid the mark. Top effort. Big Jim West, as Peter calls him. He's just about a little Jim West at the moment. Gee, he's lost some weight.
He didn't have a lot of that ball, though, did he?
Well, the umpire... No, I agree, Pete. especially after I'd seen the replay. West from 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Hooked it across the face of goal. It's not going to score. In fact, it's out on the full. And Economo to bring the ball back into play.
Centre half forward, a most difficult spot to play, but I wouldn't mind playing it in the Bayside at the moment. The way they're running the ball, Stephen Barrett on, Stephen Livesey off. Free is in the back pocket. Big Garton standing the mark. Hasn't kicked the goal. And the Bays have kicked 8. Kick to the outer side, travels the best part of 50 metres. Carey went high but couldn't hold it. Well, G. Hall's having a very good game. Couldn't control that one. Neither can Alan Stringer, and there'll be a bounce. 8-1 to a goal. And the Eagles lacking a bit of life at the moment. Can't get the ball clear and can't get any cohesion into their game at all. Still the pressure's being applied by the Bays. Let's not take away from their good football. McDermott. Now Lindsay. Runs into his teammate Gaston, also McDermott. But he'll get the free kick. Is it his or is it going back? It's gone back. As the Eagles get clear. Player waiting to come on. As Escort, change is being made by Paul West at the moment to try and get some life into this Eagles side. Stephen Barrett's just come on. He can't handle it either. They're really having ball handling problems at the moment. Now the free is being paid. Which way is it going? I'll have to wait on which way the players run. It's going the Eagles' way, and Justin Smith has it.
Gee, they haven't seen much of the ball, the Eagles. I'd be very interested to have a look at those statistics later in the game. Here's a go now for them as Ronnie Taylor blitzes through. Panagaris again. Oh, he's kicked another one. He's kicked their only score in the game, Johnny Panagaris.
He pulled a hamstring, Peter.
Ooh, well, that's the price you pay in. 2 goals, Glenelg 8-1.
Let's have a look at it in replay. He's okay there now, but you possibly would have seen him grab for that the back of the thigh. Here he comes, gets the handball away, and Taylor, now Panagaris, and gee, trying to kick a goal that way is not easy. And if we go far enough in the replay, you'll see him grab for the back. No, we didn't see it, but nevertheless, time will tell. 8-1 to 2 goals.
Hall in the action again. The umpire seen an infringement, however. Stringer was just ready to hair off. Stephen Barrett has it. Right in the middle of the ground. The Eagles into attack. Panagaris has kicked their only 2 goals. Oh, Wayne Stringer. Great mark, and he's playing a top game. Stringer comes grandstand side. Carey, Pays flew with him. Here's a chance for Kidney. McDermott threads his way back through the pack. Carey does the turn. Marshall on a lead. Beautiful skills. You won't see better skills than David Marshall, although he lets me down on that occasion. That kick not good. McIndoe the opportunity close to the line. Did he keep it in or did he not? No, says the boundary umpire. And there'll be a throw in. 8-1 the Bays. Torrens 2 goals. You're watching the Escort Cup through courtesy of 7 Sport.
Well, it's top football. Admittedly, Glenelg in charge. It's a little bit one-sided, but it's a great exhibition of football skills out here. Pays tries to put it back, but the umpire is going to bounce it. Right half forward flank for Glenelg. Tony Simons there, number 9, playing his 100th game. He's played 100 good ones too, I think, Tony Simons. On the boundary line is Ron Taylor, but it's Walsh who comes in and takes the strong mark. Feel a bit sorry for Ron Taylor there. The ball wasn't put very well at all by Grant Eckert. Walsh has taken 5 marks. That's his 6th kick. Garton comes out, elects not to jump. That's a Torrens mark. In the pack, Eckert. The Nell crowd are not too delighted about it. Not as smiley as last week, Paul Weston, but you can understand that. They're not going well at the moment. Ian Hanna's in the centre of the ground. Gee, I'll never forget that kick of David Kapler's in the first game. Ian Hanna can kick a long way. He looks for the lead. Roberts is on a lead. Over the top. Here's another chance for the Eagles through Darryl Brown. Couldn't pick it up. The umpire has given a free kick, though. And it will go in favour of Darryl Brown. The Eagles are 2 goals. Glenelg 8-1, and this is how it happened. Well, that's what you'd call a soft free kick, that one. And poetic justice, I guess. He has missed it. Torrens 2-1, Glenelg 8-1. We're 13 minutes into this second quarter.
Darryl Brown, as Peter said, Torrens, then Sturt, back to Torrens, and the ultra marathon runner from Sydney to Melbourne. The Bay's out of defence, up towards centre wing. Wayne Stringer trying to keep the ball in play. A throw in. 8-1 to 2-1, 13 minutes gone, second quarter. First two quarters, 21 minutes, and then time on the last two. Throw in. Escort. Over the top, Tony Hall, brilliantly. Simons took his eyes off momentarily. In goes McDermott, but doing it well. Cox uses his brilliant pace to get out of trouble. Drives long to Colsey. Colsey centre wing also going well. Puts it out for McCarthy on the other side, but it's foot now. Inboard. And Agaris. And he takes the mark about 40 metres out. Well, if he had a hamstring, it went pretty quickly. Kick number 4 coming up, and 2 of them have produced goals. Nice looking kick, but he's let it go offline. Out on the full. Doesn't matter what they look like if they can't score. Out on the full, 8-1 plays 2-1.
John Panagaris, the scorer of the only 2 goals by the Eagles so far. Kick to that outer side in front, the big fella, and Escort, who takes the mark. Eckert's about 60 metres from goal. No hope of scoring from there, but he'll put it right into the square. Roberts against 2 defenders. The umpire's seen an infringement. It's against Roberts. Super Carey will get it. I'm not quite sure what the infringement was, but Carey had no doubt it was there. Hemmed in by the boundary line. Carey clearing kick. Thump clear. Kidney in pursuit. Darryl Brown hooks around the corner, but only as far as the big lumbering Peter Carey. Kidney again, he's going to come across the face of goal. The lead is on out there. The pass is over the top. Here's a chance for the Eagles. A slight fumble by Pays, and the ball is out of play. It was Gavin Walsh that kick was too long for. Corns wasn't happy with the pass. Kidney had come across the face of goal. Throw in. Carey plucks it out of the air. Another wild handball by Super, but Kidney gets a hurried kick. McDermott, what a great year he had in '85. Lindsay tries to force clear. Simon's clever skills. Sells the dummy beautifully. Marshall to Walsh. Walsh's kick is not a good one. Wobbles off the side of boot. And there'll be a free kick down there to John Econe.
He plays it on. Lindsay, the Eagle captain. Glenelg seems to be a physically stronger, taller, more mobile side than the Eagles. McDermott takes it off hands. Great tackling, holding the ball. Tackled twice on that occasion. Stephen Barrett with the free kick. The Tigers by 36 points. Barrett goes in towards Roberts. Salisbury came across and made mincemeat of him. Gavin Walsh played extremely well this evening. Kidney is outreached by 2 players. Pays comes through. Kicks the ball in long. Roberts a chance now. Gets under the ball. One hand up. Mr. Cool himself. Ross Gibbs puts it over the top to the running Kernahan. Seabone flanks him, but he goes longer to Woodlands. But it goes off hands and over the line for a throw in centre wing. 8-1 to 2-1. Glenelg leading. Pretty good crowd in here this evening. Paul Weston hasn't played this year. Well, I guess it won't be long. Simon's got it out. The handball long. Here they go again, the Bays. Stringer. Alan Stringer. Garton got loose. Took the mark. He can kick a long way, Garton, as we saw in the final series last year. Glenelg up by 6 goals. Garton boots that one all the way, straight through the centre. Great goal. 9-1, Torrens 2-1.
Order, sir.
Just how Super is.
Top, starting to find his form. Groin injury during the off-season hasn't helped, but he's coming back in slowly now. Didn't play last week down at Portertown, but gee, a couple of his plays today have been excellent. McDermott over Panagaris. Thought he was going to get 15 metres. Still undecided where to go. Finally foots for the outer side to the lead of Tony Hall. Thumped away. Hodgman the crumbs. Can't pick it up. Still in there fighting for it. With him is Justin Smith, the Torrens centre half forward, but the umpire will come in and bounce. Not a great atmosphere. Crowd fairly silent, although they're probably 8,000 or 9,000 people in here, but of course the Bay's making one act of fair of it at the moment. out towards Hannah, lost his footing. Stringer called. Out wider still Kernahan. Goes over towards Hall. Cox went out. Woodlands, McDermott. Oh, came unstuck there. McDermott back in again. The handball went nowhere, fumbling a little bit. Kernahan to the lead of Kidney, and he goes down in a heap, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick. Too far out to score, looking inboard. Off goes Gardon, or the kick's a shocker. Here's a chance now. Hodgman hooks in high. Umpire starts to gallop and indicates the ball has gone through for the minor score. 1 point only. The Bays 9-2. Torrens 2-1.
Peter McIndoe just waiting on the goal umpire to signal the point. 9-2. Excellent kicking from the Bays. Adam Garden we saw split the middle just a few moments ago. What a great kick for goal he is. Justin Smith in trouble. Hodgman appealing for the free, so was Craig Woodlands, but the umpire would have nothing of that. Umpire Russ Campbell. Simons went high, pays the crumb. Probably been the Eagles' best player. No support. Well, that's just about deliberate. But again, the umpire shakes his head. Had nowhere to go, Andrew Pays, and went for the safety of the line. Got the benefit of the doubt. Good luck to him. Obviously he goes again. That's a bad handball. There was no intent in that one. And again there'll be a throw in right in front of our Channel 7 cameras. And the Escort Cup coming to you live, 7 Sport. Simons again going high for those knockouts, but on this occasion infringes. Wayne Eckert it is who will, Grant Eckert in fact, who will get the free and put the Eagles into attack. They haven't been there too often tonight. Carey from behind. Out comes the handball. Wayne Stringer, probably been their best player. Great defender tonight. McDermott struggling hard as he always does. And there's the, again, a bounce to be taken. So 9-2 the Bays, Torrens 2-1. We're approaching the 21-minute and full-time mark of the second quarter.
Well, they're doing it easily, Glenelg. They led 5-1 to 0 at quarter time. They've gone on with it. Johnny Panagaris has chipped in with 2 goals. Here's a chance now for Darryl Brown. Off he goes. A big chance for a goal. He kicked it before the bell. That score will count. An important one for the Eagles. So they go into the half-time break, 3-1 to 9-2. Graham Coolins would be pretty happy with the performance, I would say, from the Glenelg side. I don't think they've had a passenger in. They've been a pretty good unit.
Yes, Peter. Darryl Brown, incidentally, listen to the siren. The siren started about then, and of course, if the kick has been completed, when the siren sounds in between time, of course, it counts as a goal. It was a fine effort from Brown, but Torrens had a better quarter, but it's still indicative, although they kicked with a breeze, they still couldn't bridge the gap. And
I don't know any player that goes out there not trying to win. Obviously, every coach is trying to experiment with new players, and so are we, but it's always nice just to have a win.
But the good thing about your 2 games has been the way you've won. I mean, you've been in positions during the game whereby you could have just let it go, fall away and get done by 3 or 4 goals, but you haven't.
No, I thought tonight our first half was very, very shaky. I thought that they tried to do the handball, but it seemed to be coming unstuck. And all I tried to do at half-time was to say, look, persist and persist and persist. And I think that they did. And in the end result, although it was very, very close, the persistence paid off and they got up for a win.
David Christie was very good for you tonight, wasn't he, for the entire game?
Yes, Gary.
Gary?
No, Gary Christie.
Definitely Gary?
Yes, he did a super job for us tonight. And I think that if one thing turns a game, I thought that David Kapler's goal from about the wing was an unbelievable goal. And I thought this sort of thing, just a sort of a spark, really, turned the players on, and I think that they came up.
We tried to estimate how far that was, and the estimates are somewhere between 65 and 80 metres. It was an incredible goal. But gee, you had a lot of good players. I thought Andy Simpson went on with it again.
Yes, he's going to be a very, very good player, and his father's the mayor of Central District, so playing against Central District, he had to take a little bit of stick tonight.
Cheerio, the mayor.
That's right.
And a lot of people have been critical, and I guess I've been one of them, pre-season, that you might lack a bit up forward.
Yes.
John Sneebickler and yourself haven't played in the first 2 games. You've won both of them. Right. One of your best players last week was Brockhurst. He wasn't playing tonight, and yet you're still winning.
Well, Brocky was very, very upset tonight because he wanted to play badly. He's got a little bit of a slight ankle, and I don't believe in taking a chance with any of the players. I really don't. So we're not talking at the moment, but I think he's probably gone home a little bit disappointed, but he's going to be a sensation player, Andrew Brockhurst. So we did really miss him at centre half forward tonight, but well, we got through the game and he'll be ready for next week, and his ankle won't be as bad.
Yeah, dead right. And also Brooksby, I really liked his game tonight. He was very steady in defence, wasn't he?
Well, I think that Philip Brooksby has got enough ability to be state fullback. I really do. I've stood him on a number of occasions and I've never ever got over 3 or 4 goals on him, so I know what he's like. Young Coffey's a big tall lad, can kick a very straight ball. I think he will make a good full forward. He's got a good mark. The reliable fella, you sort of just, you don't even have to wind him up, just the way he goes.
He's very good. Would you like to be playing Glenelg tonight?
Well, they're very, very good, Peter. I'm just sort of sitting down here having a bit of a look at them. They're very physical, they're very big, and I think that probably Graham Corns would be wanting to do well against Paul Weston, and Paul's going to get a bit of a lesson tonight, I would say, if Glenelg go on the way they're doing.
Second half, Glenelg 9-2, Torrens 3-1. Doing it easily at the moment as they go in through Kidney towards the half-forward line. Well taken by their star player tonight, Tony Hall. Got out a handball. That wasn't such a star act. Put Stringer under enormous pressure. And finally, the Torrens will get out of it through Pays. A nice sidestep. The handball is to Colsey, and they go into attack. It's a short one. Not all that good. Well intercepted there by Barrett. No pressure on him. He can take it on. Kicks in long, right up towards Roberts. Big leap. Can't get his hands to it. Thump clear. Roberts again. Oh, he hasn't got the footy. Panagaris booted too, conceding ground, back to Barrett. Gee, he didn't want it. Lost it, Roberts likewise. Now Stringer, call as you like, to Gibbs.
Gibbs gets the base clear to the outer side. A long chase for Simons. Taylor beats him, gets one in the back and must get the free. Oh, Mackie a little slow to blow the whistle, but it was there, and Taylor has it at half forward. Chips in short, Pays on a lean. Oh, he's played pretty well. Andy Pays gets it over the top. Here's a chance for Darryl Brown. Kick the goal on the siren and runs into the open goal now, and that's his second. His second, the Eagles' fourth. An important goal. Brown got one on the siren just before half-time, and he's kicked the first now in the third quarter.
Well, they're staying in touch, only just the Eagles. Darryl Brown got that one late in the second quarter, and he's brought up their first in the third. He got around the player pretty well there. He knows how to run into an open goal. The leg was straight, the ball went straight through the centre, so they're still in touch. 4-1 trailing the Bays 9-2.
At the centre bounce, it will be Henwood. Someone told me at half-time he couldn't come back onto the ground because he didn't go off through the interchange gate, but he's there as large as life as the Bays go into attack again. Garton over the top, lost it. Hall again, beautifully out to Hodgman. Steadies, 35 metres out, chips. That's home for all money. 2 goals, Hodgman. Brilliantly done. The Bays 10-2, Torrens 4-1.
Well, a quick reply from the Bays. Garton missed the mark. Hall swooped on it. What a great handball. Hodgman steady, banged through his second, and the Bays come back quickly after Torrens, through the agency of Brown, had notched their first. Within 3 minutes, the Bays have kicked their 10th. 10-2, the Eagles 4-1, and it's all the Bays.
Tony Hall continues to impress. Bruce Lindsay couldn't take it off hands on that occasion. Colsey goes through beautifully. It comes out now. Torrens trying to push the ball forward. Justin Smith cops one high, and it's his free kick. Oh, he had to earn it, though. It's not Justin Smith. It is Justin Smith. Yes, that's how to earn a free kick. Get your head knocked off. Lindsay. Cox. Hasn't had a big influence on the game. Got out of trouble well then. Put it in long. Roberts has been well blanketed by Duthie. But on this occasion, he's in front and he takes the mark.
Open your big mouth. What happened? You put your foot in it.
Oh, yeah. You're not wrong. Roberts, ex-Woodville, ex-Swans player. Lines it up, he's dragged it right across goal, and he's out on the full. Well, I don't know if he's had a kick before this evening. He may have. That was, in fact, his second, so first one was a free kick, so it hasn't been a big night for John Roberts. Perhaps things may improve for him. Panagaris is behind there. He can't take the mark. In fact, he never jumped. But there's a free kick there, and it's going Glenelg's way.
S. Gibbs to send them out of defence towards the half-forward line. Getting underneath it, taking a good mark is Michael Murphy. I noticed Donovan on the ground as well, so the Bays making a few moves. giving all the players a chance to show their wares. Guard on through, Cox back in defence. Economo there to Shepherd as he runs out of defence, long towards centre wing. Coming across is Hannah. He's flanked by Lindsay. Lindsay nowhere to go. Has to grub one towards the boundary line. There wasn't a Torrens player in sight, nothing in support. 3 bay defenders there, and Paul Weston's not all that amused. A throw in at centre wing, 10-2, plays 4-1. Escort against Henwood. Henwood got a hand to it. He could only get one. The other one was being hurled. McDermott, Bones type. The long handball finds, however, Barrett. Barrett back to the half-forward line. Good shepherding, sees Brown underneath the ball. Elects to play on, drives in long. Out comes Roberts, but Doothy's going to get there first. Spoilt by Roberts, and Roberts bottles the ball up, did it well. A ball up in the right forward pocket with the Eagles in attack.
You're watching the Escort Cup on 7 Sport. Just over 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Good spoil that from Doothy. Kidney now. Kicks it back towards centre wing. Pays, takes it off Simon's hand. Barrett is loose. Playing well in the third quarter, Stephen Barrett. Directs it across the ground. Taylor, the speedy Taylor. Left the Eagles halfway through last year, but he's back with them now. Panagaris. Gibbs. Peeling for the free kick was Panagaris. He's got it too. He kicked their first 2 goals. He's going to be aided by a 15-metre penalty here. So this will bring him to about 45 metres from goal. And it's his 5th kick. Glenelg by 37 points. He's booted 2. Maybe just a little too far for him. Going close to the square. Roberts has front position. Russell on the ground. Hands it off to Salisbury, and the Bays are out of trouble. McDermott takes it from the back pocket. Thumps him towards centre wing. Tony Hall. Oh, beautifully read off hand by Mark Donovan. Donovan towards half forward. The fist from behind, and the ball will go out of play on the left half forward flank. The Eagles in attack, but they trail. Glenelg 10-2, Torrens 4-1.
Well, they're finding it very hard to bridge the gap, the Eagles, and there's some happy supporters. Little Eagle supporter there on the left. He's smiling. Perhaps he hasn't looked at the score lately. 4-1 to 10-2. There's Kidney, leads in the race to the ball. He cops a high tackle, so it's a free kick. The contravener was Economo. Clearly a free kick there. A classic free kick, in fact. Kidney would be 45 metres from goal. This is his 12th kick. He has not kicked a goal as yet. He's given this one a big chance. That's gone very close. The whistle has gone. There's a free kick being paid. It will go to the Glenelg player. Adam Garton will be the recipient. Interference from behind. Sees Adam Garton lining up from point-blank range. No problems about that. 2 goals, Adam Garton.
Of all the cars that are made in Australia, only one is big enough to win not only the coveted Wheels Car of the Year award, but also Modern Motors' prestigious Best Car of 85. Only one has the power, the space, the aerodynamics, the refined engineering to earn Australia's 2 top motoring awards. Magna, a totally new class of car. From Mitsubishi, Car Maker of the Year, again.
A new ball required. The first one, or the one that went through the goals, is temporarily lost. 11-2 to 4-1. Escort got up high, but the tap down went straight to Bones McDermott. He goes to the half-forward line. Well taken in defence by Economo. Cox bounds off the half-back line. Long hand ball to Lindsay, put him under pressure, but he gets out of it well with a speedy back turn, short to the half-forward line. Setting it up pretty well now as Brown goes through. Got it from Pays. Back now to Brown in the double play. Beautiful tackle, and the umpire said holding the ball. Simons wants to play on, but Scotty Salisbury brought down Darryl Brown with a perfect tackle, and that's once more the interpretation that I was saying earlier. If you had a chance to get rid of it and don't and get collared, your history.
Probably a lack of experience by the umpire then, Ian. I think he should have let that one go.
Peter, it was a good double play through the half-forward line, but 11-2 to 4-1. Peter Marker was referring to let the play go rather than the free go, and I concur. A bounce down centre field. Geez, I look after him, don't I? Tap out towards centre wing. Colsey, centre wing. Fires a wobbly old punt kick up towards the half-forward line. Stringer call in defence. Thought about a handball, then got into trouble, and finally got rid of the ball in a hurry. Not an easy one. McDermott. Now Henwood thumps the ball to the half-forward line. Coming to meet it Enright. Couldn't find it. Crashing his way through. Stringer on the left leg. Not a good effort. Getting back on the ball in defence. Torrens through McIndoe. Now Hall. The ball over the line. A throw in half-forward left flank with the Bays 11-2. Torrens 4-1.
The Bays displaying great skills tonight. That mark of McDermott, very difficult to mark, with a little bit of dew on the ball, and he plucked it out of the air brilliantly. Stringer, McDermott again in the action, onto the left foot. High kick towards the square. From behind, the mark on. Great mark it is too. Woodlands came in from the side. Garton was wrestling with McIndoe. And Craig Woodlands, who booted one in the first and one in the second, has a chance to bring up his third. That's his first mark, in fact, and this will be his fifth kick. Runs around on the left foot, bangs it, goal. That's his third. 11-2, 12-2 now the Bays. Torrens 4-1.
No doubt about Craig Woodlands. We saw him play a lot of seconds football. His ability to score goals was quite extraordinary. He best be described as an opportunist. Graham Corns is aware of that. That's why he's playing up forward, and he just sneaks in occasionally, does the brilliant thing and kicks the goal. Paul Weston would like the odd opportunist up forward, because although they're not getting many opportunities, but they certainly need more goals.
Looks fairly relaxed, but still I read in the press somewhere that he said it was a trial game. Inward, the high kick to the half-forward line, looking for it, Hall. Cox with him through Woodlands, thought about a handball, didn't. A long one in towards Garton. McIndoe there with him, got his hands to it, can't complete it. Fire away, goal. Marshall, brilliantly done, his third. And the Bays doing it on the bit. 13-2, plays 4-1, extraordinary kicking.
Superb roving exhibition this from David Marshall. It's his fifth kick when he grabs it out of the air. Look at that, in the right spot, read it beautifully, and great skills that he possesses, was able to drag it back for his third. What about this? 13-2 the Bays, Torrens 4-1.
Michael Gaston getting ready to come back on. Actually, the way that David Marshall took that off the pack reminded me of Robert Day in his heyday. Ian Day's brother, of course, a slightly better footballer than Ian. Not much better, just a bit.
Steady.
Marshall again, using the left boot. Sounded a bit German, that one. Colsey couldn't pick it up. Gaston taps it off the ground. Plenty of players around the ball, and we'll see a bounce between centre wing and half forward. Left for Glenelg, and a powerhouse display by the 1985 grand finalists. McDermott, Hodgman, the whistle's gone. Hodgman gets it, comes up somewhat gingerly. What a great little player he's been. Reserves McGarry medalist, League McGarry medalist, best and fairest for North Melbourne. Gee, what more can the lad do? Pays. Tackled from behind.
Really, you're showing your age when you call him a lad. He's nearly as old as you, isn't he?
I remember those old coaching schools when he came. I think he was about 9 when I first saw him. Peter Carey getting ready to come back onto the ground, and what can Torrens do? Ian, they're putting in, but they just seem to lack the physical power and the skill.
I agree with both of those comments, Peter, and I think all Paul Weston can do now is to continue to experiment, or maybe it'd be better just to let them settle down, and they're going to get beaten, it's obvious. Tony Hall's not making it any better for them. He nails his second goal. A brilliant kick on the left leg, and he bottled their 14th goal. But I think Paul Weston's probably got to get to the stage where he says, all right, I'm going to get done, so let's see what we can work out with the side. 14-2 to 4-1, and look at the handball as it came out from Marshall. Superbly put.
Yeah, indeed it was, Ian, you're right. Hall's had a great game, so's Marshall. And that's a superb goal. They've done it with ease, and I agree with you. I would think that Weston has just got to hold in now.
Well, away they go again. Well, pushing the back against Glenelg, and it's Darryl Brown, the recipient. He's been a useful player for Torrens. Didn't start the game. He was on interchange bench. He's had 6 kicks. Over the top now, Andrew Pays. Wobbles one up forward. Doesn't give the forward players a chance, but there's Duthie again. He's played very well. Mike Murphy initially, but it was Dennis Russell now on the ground. Ton up Tony Simons. 7:30 tomorrow night. Second round of Foster's Cup continues on 7 Sport with the North Port game, and then Foster's Cup from VFL Park in Melbourne. The Swans against Carlton. That'll start at around about 9:40. Peter Landy, Bob Skilton, and Lulu himself, Lou Richards, centre half forward now. Colsey is in there fighting for the ball, but there'll be a bounce down.
Peter, it's nice to see Dennis Russell back after his shocking leg injury last year that put paid to his chances of playing in their grand final. But gee, the Bays have got a very happy problem in defence. They've got to fit so many good players into it that Studley Corns wouldn't be upset at the moment, I would think. Colsey, McCarthy, a long hand ball out. Taylor, 40 metres out, steady, blasts away, but he's offline again. 1 point only. Ruined their average. 4-2 they are now to 14-2. It's indicative of the night that it's so calm here. Beautiful conditions, maybe a bit warm, but very accurate kicking.
Wayne Stringer's got a paddock to work in. He's going to get run down. No, gets his kick forward. It's high towards centre half forward. Murphy went up. And there'll be a throw in left half forward flank. It's just too easy. Torrens not checking to allow the Bays to come from full-back to half forward without touching the ball and without too much pressure at all being applied. Far too easy. Hall from behind. Change being made by the Bays as McDermott off. It's Walsh, in fact. David Kernahan back on. Stephen Barrett has the ball. Directs it towards centre half. Oh, well juggled. Good mark. Great mark, in fact, from Mark Donovan. Handballs out wide. The Bays doing it ever so easily. Loping along as Ross Gibbs. Gibbs towards half forward. Woodlands herring in towards goal. Woodlands has another one. That's his 4th. He's the top goal scorer for the Bays now. 4 to Woodlands. 15-2 to the Bays, and they're annihilating the Eagles. 4-2.
Well, we mentioned a little while ago that he was an opportunist. Just have a look at the way he set this up. It's his 7th kick. He took all the ground he needed, and that is opportunism at its best. He's a very efficient player. Doesn't need many touches to rip a side apart. And with those few kicks, he's brought up 4 goals. A great performance. Torrens 5-2, Glenelg 15-2.
I think Paul Weston would be disappointed now with the way West Torrens are playing. They've lost confidence. That should have been an easy defensive mark to the Torrens defender, but he dropped it, and as Peter told you, the rest was history. Stringer to his brother Wayne. A high kick to the half-forward line. Hodgman over there. Enright goes for the thump. Got it back towards Page, who's under a little bit of pressure. Barrett out wider still now. Page gets it back. A long kick to the half-forward line. Panagaris gets the chase, but he won't get to it. The ball out of play. 18 minutes gone. It's a boat race. 15-2 plays 4-2, but gee, the Bays are playing brilliant football. So strong, skillful. Hall from Carey, now Kidney. They come off the half-back line. A long kick up towards the half-forward line where Marshall takes the mark. Guy played so well last week, but he's struggling to get in the game today. But pretty difficult when you're a defender and you can see all these Guernseys running at you. Guy's only had 7 kicks. And there's Gardner. He's lost the ball, however. The umpire ruled that he pushed the Torrens defender underneath. And who's going to get the free kick? McCarthy gets it out. The running player is Enright, and he taps it over the half-back line. Kidney through, left the footy behind. McDermott butters up, backs up, looks for support. Puts a high one in towards full forward. Murphy, the leaper, got his hands to it, couldn't complete it, and Torrens come away through Economo.
Yeah, Economo brings it grandstand side. Pays in trouble, gets a handball away. No, it's good umpiring. An attempted kick off the ground by Colsey failed. Chance for the Eagles now. McIndoe splits from full-back, gives it to Colsey, puts him under the hammer. And a good tackle from Dennis Russell. And gee, what a great acquisition he's going to be if he can stay fit this year. The kick into the pocket. Woodland's booted for already. Goes towards centre half forward. That's not a good kick. And Lindsay in from behind takes the mark. Can the Eagles build something up here? Cox it is on the outer side. Takes the chest mark. Being held by McDermott. No 15-metre paid. He's off. Kick number 5 from Cox. Colsey was left unattended at centre wing. Chance for the Eagles now. The pass towards half forward. Hannah. McIndoe gives it to Brown. Brown from 35 metres. Oh, that's a good shot, Darryl Brown. It's hit the post. It was going to be his third. He's kicked 2, and now he's hit the post once.
He's played well, as I mentioned. At least he's prepared to run forward. He's had 6 kicks, but he's been very effective with those. Panagara sees the ball go over his head, but he doubles back beautifully. That wasn't too flash, though. Straight to a nest of Glenelg players, but there's the pace of Ron Taylor as he tears off, kicks a high ball in. John Roberts, can he mark it? Off hands now. The Eagle forwards try to scout for that one. The handball comes back over the top of McCarthy. And finally, Duthie it is for Glenelg, who will clear long and high. Panagaris is out there. Can't mark the ball. It's punched clear. Here they go again. Barrett it is. Puts in a short one. Hannah on the lead, and he's got it. She's delighted. Hasn't been a big evening, though, for Hannah. Only his second kick. They've both come from marks. Time on in this third quarter. And we are witnessing, in fact, a great exhibition of football from the Bays. But as I mentioned, the Eagles played their best football in the last quarter last week. Will it happen again? Hannah lines up, misses. Only got the point with that one. Torrens 4-4, Glenelg 15-2.
Duthie to bring the ball back. Fast developing into arguably the best fullback in the league. Gee, almost made a boo-boo there. Made Peter Carey work hard for the ball as he booted out on the lead to Stringer, who can't half volley it and the ball out of play. A throw in on the half forward right flank with the Eagles in attack. Into time on the third quarter, and they're down by 64 points. A massive problem. Barrett couldn't get a handball away. Kidney can, but it's not a very good one. Almost McIndoe. Stringer got it over to Donovan. The handball wasn't good. Hannah at the bottom of the pack. Donovan over the top, and the umpire calls for a bounce. At centre half forward, the Eagles still in attack. Getting up high there was Andrews to get the tap down. Wasn't effective. Ball comes to Lindsay. Not sure where to go. Enright runs into trouble. Here's a chance now for Hodgman. The Bay starting to run it again. Quickly, Kernahan wants support. Goes in long up towards full forward. Getting back on the ball there was Geyer and Cox. Almost made a mess of it between them, but Cox comes out short to Enright.
Enright half volleys it. Hall it is for the Bays. Gets it over to Simon. Simons goes short. Woodland's loose. Champagne football from the Bays. It's the third mark to Craig Woodlands. He's booted 4 goals, and this will be his 9th kick. 15-2 the Bays. What magnificent shooting for goal, following on from that 18-3 that South Adelaide kicked here last week. Woodlands has got 5. The Bays 16-2 are doing it in a cakewalk. Torrens 4-4.
Well, it was a procession down the field then as Kim Hodgman got possession. He set it up with the handball. And there's Simons going short. Woodlands as easily as you like. Made position. Made it look very, very easy. In fact, he makes his work look easy, Woodlands. It's not, I can assure you. Football is not an easy game. But he makes it look pretty simple. Gornsy's he's pretty happy. It seems smile a lot these days, but he's pretty happy.
He ought to be happy, Peter. The Bays have kicked 7 without a miss in this quarter. Pretty good effort. McCarthy to the half-forward line. McIndoe out in front. He's been moved into attack. Russell. Kernahan on the left leg to the lead of Hall. Beautifully done, David Kernahan. He in turn, Stringer. He will bolt. Straightens up now. Puts out a pass. Does it well to Kidney. Can't quite bring it in. Still in there battling. Back to Stringer. Close to the line. Thought better of it. And the umpire's going to give a free kick here. He's saying that Stringer deliberately handballed the ball out of play. Corns doesn't agree with it. And in my humble opinion, he was out of play when he handballed it. But fairly irrelevant. Enright Carey, the big one. It's his third mark. Carey from the half-forward line. Off goes Garton. Beautifully put, big fellow. Got his hands to it, couldn't complete it. And coming through Economy. He likes to make a straight dash at the ball, but it went back behind him. Enright smothered off the boot. Lindsay. In turn, Cox. Torrens run it out through that player centre field. McCarthy across. Uses his pace. Taylor wants it. Gee, there's no one to kick to. He's got to go back. On the outer side there, it is Livesey back in the play. Couldn't pick him up. Now Taylor. Beautifully taken, Donovan. Oh, an open paddock. Woodlands. Marshall will get it next. The Bays go on their merry way into the forward pocket. Marshall with the ball. Holds in. Wants it in the pocket, but Marshall's going back to kick long. Off goes Kidney. Marshall puts it in the air for Gardon's going to get a leap at it. Cox behind him. Up go the fists, and the ball goes back through for the minor score. And the end of the third quarter with the siren. 16-3 Glenelg.